writer.
Okay.
For those who
what we do here is go back.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
But I promise you, baby,
Hey! What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. Hopefully I didn't scare anybody by that little delayed intro there. I actually had to run all the way down here to all that. I was upstairs. Anyway, welcome. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in, especially after Wednesday's little snafu, right? So let's talk about Wednesday, real quick, and because I know a couple people messaging me like, "Dude, you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It wasn't a big thing. It was work related, actually. So I get a call from my boss literally after I started kind of the 10-minute stream deal, right? The intro and all that, and I had to be in Alexandria, Virginia, yesterday. So last minute assignment. I was down there all day and didn't get back last night until about 8 p.m. And I was wrecked, you guys. So there was nothing doing last night. So we're back in it tonight, and we're gonna basically continue on. So again, sorry for Wednesday, my bad. Blame my boss. One of those things, right? Anyway, hey, Mecha Army, I don't know if anybody got it tonight or not, but yeah, represent. Oh, look at this. Ricky Paul Carlson says, "Everyone make Tim feel good. Do a thumbs up." Thank you. That does make me feel good. There you go. But hey, if you want one of these cool-ass Mecha Army t-shirts or hats, we got those in the Child of Mecha store. Hit www.childofmecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You'll find shirts, hats, bags, all sorts of other cool stuff in there. Well worth your time to peruse. Yeah? Donnie says, "Hey, I was in Alexandria Thursday as well." Dude, then you know the fucking traffic. Ugh. Jesus, man. So, Donnie's over on Facebook. And so, just a side anecdote here, you guys. If you've not been to Alexandria, Virginia, here in the States, it's just outside of D.C., Washington, D.C. And it's a very, very crowded town. And the roads are not sufficient enough for the number of cars and people commuting in and out of the city. Very, very busy. Very busy. Case in point, it took me 45 minutes to go a mile and a half to get on to Interstate 95, which is the major highway here on the East Coast. A mile and a half in 45 minutes. Yeah. Fun times, right? So that was the overwhelming bulk of my day, was actually just sitting in traffic, which is it's really just not fun. It's not fun. So yeah, there we go. That's just a little taste of what my day was. Donnie says, "Every day, man, welcome to my life." Dude, I'm sorry, brother. It's not, yeah. Nah, man. Nah, not me. Not me. Yeah. Anyway, so went out there to a dealership. Got some really great footage, some wonderful pictures and stuff like that. So that's gonna make the bosses very, very happy. Made me happy getting the amazing footage that we got. So, yeah, all in all, it was a really good day of shooting. Just a really bad day of traffic. So, when the boss calls you, you don't necessarily not pick up, right? At least not in my position anyways. So, unfortunately, had to cancel the stream on Wednesday. There was no getting around it. I know a lot of people were sitting there kind of like, what the fuck, right? And I don't blame you if you were. I probably would be doing the same thing, right? So, again, my apologies. But anyway, If you see us working with anything here tonight, tools, materials, what have you, man, it's all down here in the little Amazon link just below here on YouTube and Twitch. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, excuse me. All sorts of cool things in there. Books for inspiration, camera gear for streaming, all sorts of interesting stuff. And a small commission gets kicked back to me based off of the stuff that you buy. Goes to help out the stream, right? And as always, if you need kits or paints or the amazing Mecha Decal, which there are now 6 sheets of 001 in existence, right? The new 5 are up for pre-order now, so if you've not gotten your pre-orders in, I highly suggest you do so. Those should be in stock by the end of the month. Cartograph said that they were going to ship those out next week sometime. So we don't know if it's the beginning of the week or the end of the week. Just, sometime next week. So they should be in shortly after that, and then obviously Adam and his crew will be Johnny on the spot and get those shipped out very quickly to everyone that pre-ordered those. So $6.99 for the 144 scaled sheets, $8.99 for the big old 1/100 scale sheets, right? In process right now, almost done rescaling the second sheet down to 144, and rearranging and everything like that, so that's exciting. So sheet 2 should be is going to be on its way in the near future, right? So that should be fun as well. Let's see, what else? Tomorrow morning, we're going to try it again with Gunpla Talk. I know we fucked it up last time. Sorry for that as well. Just everybody either bailed on us or canceled at the last minute. So it would have basically only been me and Zach. But I think everybody's in tomorrow. From what everybody said, everybody's good for tomorrow. So we're gonna run Gunpla Talk tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern U.S. time. Check your local listings or Zach's channel listing for your local time. Please do tune into that. It's going to be fun. We're gonna rank the Gundam series in terms of our favorite series, and then we're going to talk about some other things. Maybe catch up on a drawing challenge from Josh. Have you seen Josh's beard? Holy shit, you guys! Like, he didn't have that last month, right? And now he's like, he's challenging, he's straight up challenging Justin for, like, the bearded wonder status. Like, it is majestic looking. Pretty crazy. So, that'll be tomorrow. So tune in. Next week is going to be a bit crazy. Right? So next week, I actually have to fly down to Florida for work. So we're definitely going to have a stream on Monday. We're not going to have any stream Wednesday or Thursday for that matter. So I think it's only going to be Monday and Friday of next week. And Friday of next week is Mechanism. So only one normal stream next week. But I promise you, there's going to be a surprise next week. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and I'm not going to give you any freaking hints either. But it's going to be fun, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah. All right. So Perzaku girl, Jody's over there. She's down there in Australia. She says it's impressive in person. I bet, right? She says Josh was at Smash last weekend, gave us our straight to the bin badges. Yes, the famous pins, right? Those are great. Julius Dempsey says Josh must have been eating a lot of Vegemite right? Zach Heflin's with us over there on YouTube. He says, "What up, Tim? Congratulations on success." Brother, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Really good stuff. Edwin RSA is over there as well. He says, "Good morning, everyone." Good morning, Edwin. Julius also says, "Tim, can you discuss the difference between Mecha Decal Sheet 1 and 2? Sure. I'd be happy to. Different designs. Yeah, completely different designs. You're going to see some similar designs as opposed to Mecha Decal 001. So a different take on panel bolt release. The ones up at the top that are just straight circles, those are more your Kotoki style little kind of corner panel decals that, you know, we love to see and he loves to use, which I really like too. So changed up a couple things on those. So those are going to be up at the top. We've got some numbers. We've got some propellant tank decals on there. We've got other mechanical sayings and stuff like that on there, shapes and compositions and things, bigger circles, smaller circles. Yeah, so just generally different designs, right? So yeah, I think you guys will like that. It is different from 001. So yeah, I think you guys will be happy with that, right? Donnie Baxter says, "Yay, numbers!" Now, okay, let me time out. Time out 1 second. Not a lot of numbers, right? And they're smaller. They're like basically for funnels, right? Like your new Gundam funnels. That's kind of what they were more, I guess, inspired by, right? Now, sheet 3 that I've kind of am getting ideas for is going to be a lot more letters and numbers and things like that. Sheet 3, I think, will be pretty different from what you see from sheet 1 and 2 and from what you see in a lot of other decal sheets. Yeah, I think so. So, there you go. Hey, Wilson Alanea is over there on Facebook. He says, "As decal designers, your decal designs are sick." Dude, thank you, Wilson. I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot. I take pride in the designs, right? Because I'm a graphic designer by trade. So I like it. Thank you. Space Rat 53, getting acquainted with my new chopper tonight before I go into doing some detail work on the Master Grade Zaku F2. What are some things I can do with it for practice that can help me with doing detail work? Bunch of stuff, actually. Bunch of stuff, man. You can make little heat sinks. You know, these little guys, and God, that's impossible to see on there, so I'm not even good, whatever. But make little heat sinks, you know, with the little slats and stuff like that. You know, simple details. Go through some of the streams that we did on the simple details class. A lot of that you can practice on the chopper. You know, different mitering on the corners and stuff like that, right? Yeah, you can try stuff like that. That'll be good practice. Yeah. Julius Demke says, "Will the two styles work together on the same kit?" 100%. 100%. The aesthetic, I have no plans in changing the aesthetic of Mecha Decal at this point. That is locked in. That is hard-coded, as they say, right? Baked in, if you will. Because I personally gravitate to that particular aesthetic, which Haikyuu has graciously laid down for us. I just have taken it in a different direction. You know, in a lot of the designs and the concepts and things like that do kind of, you know, is a variant on Haikyuu designs, but there are also variants on Kotoki designs and other sci-fi designs as well. So I take my inspiration from a lot of different places in that regard. So yes, the design aesthetic for Mecha Decal isn't going to be changing anytime soon. Yeah, no time soon. Julio Ponte, what's up, party people? What's going on? Clipping nubs. Julius Dempsey says, your pride shows in the work product. Keep it up. Thank you, Julius. I appreciate that, buddy. Perth Zaku girl Jody says Kawaguchi liked it, so they must be good. Oh, and she where did it go? She also said, she says I used some of your first sheet on my GBWC entry. Nice. Yes, that's awesome. I love seeing that. Right. And I wish it was out sooner so more of the Aussies could have had the opportunity to use them, because I know our boy Kirk Hill, he wanted to use them really bad on his Dom, but they just didn't get there in time, unfortunately. And I know Josh had wanted to use them as well, because he messaged me and he's just like, oh man, they didn't happen, right? So next time GBWC rolls around for the Aussies, man, you guys are gonna have a whole catalog of Mecha Decal to work from. So, excuse me, you'll be in much better shape. Trust me. Scuffle's with us over on YouTube. What's up, Scuffle? He says, go check out the video that Clem made on those Gundam guys using the chopper to make a heatsink. Bingo! That's exactly a very, very good recommendation. Thank you, Scuffle. Yes, go check out those Gundam guys on YouTube, and you can see Clem made a Chopper 2 video, and I forget what it's called. The name escapes me, but it is a really good video showing you kind of the things that you can do with the Chopper 2, and he does run you through making a heatsink as well. So very, very good stuff. So great recommendation there. Absolutely. Let's see. What else? So Couple Talk tomorrow, next week one stream, and then Mechanism on Friday. After that, hopefully everything will be normal again, right? Scuffle says, you're welcome, Tim, and hello. Sorry about being MIA. My work commute is hellish. Dude, trust me, you don't have to apologize, buddy. Just you showing up is cool by me, right? And we talked about hellish commutes. I had one yesterday, but Donnie over there on Facebook has got to deal with that crap every day, which no. Sorry, but no. Not me, man. Not me. I'd rather go up to Pennsylvania at that point, which is... There's a reason why we call it Pennsyltucky. Giant Mega Robo's with us. He's over there on YouTube. What's going on, man? He says, hey, Tim. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Okay, so real quick recap of appearances coming up here in the very near future. August 3rd, Laurel, Maryland, at the Hobby Works out there in Laurel, Maryland. It'll be me and Justin, and we're going to do scale model photography. He is working his butt off right now on his portion of the presentation. He's going to be taking you guys through DSLRs and stuff like that. I'm going to be walking through, point and shoots and phone stuff. And then we're going to basically be tag teaming on lighting and props, backgrounds, things of that nature, other accoutrements when it comes to scale model photography. August 17th, Richmond, Virginia. We're going to be at the Hobby Town down there for their GBWC event. We're going to be putting on 2 classes that day, Simple Details and Scale Model Photography. Both of us will be down there as well. So come on out, bring your models. I don't care if you're participating in GBWC or not. Bring your models, show them off, hang out, talk shop. It's going to be a lot of fun. Our boy Nickel Models on Instagram, Pointless Hero, they're both regulars down there, and I think we're going to see a lot of appearances by some of the other Instagram regulars down that way as well. Donnie, I hope you're going to be out there, buddy. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Lot of fun. They really want to gear this up and really kind of make this a big event for their store, which I really support at that point as well. After that, Sabaton Con, August 30th to September 2nd, I'll be out there with some of those Gundam guys, and we are going to be doing a ton of panels and workshops and stuff like that. We got approved for the kids workshop, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Children 14 and under get to participate in that. We are getting some cool kits for them, donated graciously by Adam and USA Gundam Store, so that everybody can expect as well. Let's see, after that, we've got SCGMC on November 9th. Everybody's going to that. Holy shit. Everybody I know is basically going to that. That's like the event of the year at this point. It's going to be a ton of fun. That's out in Pomona, California. If you can make it or you have the ability to get there, man, I seriously hope you're able to get there, right? Then the weekend after that, what is it? November 16 and 17. Might be 15 and 16. I don't know, but it's the weekend after SCGMC. Is New Type Build Con. Me, Mr. Dash, a bunch of other people, Tex, Merquise, Joel True Gumpla, The Buttress, who else? Gumpla Melly, Vampy Bit Me, the cosplayer. If you're into that, I don't know. I'm not really into cosplay, so I know she's a big name, but whatever. Anyway, we're all going to be out there. We're all going to be special guests. Me and Kevin, Mr. Dash, are going to be putting on a scribing workshop first day. We get to start the thing off. We get to kick off the whole convention, basically. And that's going to be exciting because we basically get to set the tone for everybody else, which, let's be real, it'll be hard to follow our act, right? So, come on out for that. That's going to be a fun as well. That's going to be in San Francisco. Check, look up New Type BuildCon, New Type HQ for more details. Cool. So, with that being said, let's get to work, shall we? Camera 2. Booyah. All right. Excuse me. Let's see. Julio Ponte says, I want to go. What do you want to go to? Which one? I know you're going to SCGMC, Julio. Come on now. Spider 2K2, James 2.0. He says, I'll be in Richmond, but not for the event. Sorry. Wah. You can sneak out of whatever you're at. Come on now. Donnie says, definitely coming out. The end of this year will be super busy. Dude, you are not lying. Yeah, it's going to be stupid busy, right? So, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing, right? All right, so we got our eyes on. Let's cover and take a look at what we've done on the front skirt thus far, kind of bring you up to speed with where we are with things, right? Let's get zoomed in there. Let's go super zoom for this because I do want to show you some more crispy details and stuff, okay? So let's get super zoom. Where is it? There it is. Let's get super zoom going here. Booyah. And boom, boom, and boom. Okay, so last time we were together, we were basically cutting out this piece right here, that little insert piece, right? And we didn't have any of the underlying box or anything like that set in. It was just kind of floating there on top. So now what you're seeing here, right in here, this little inset piece right here, that's quarter millimeter strip, 1 millimeter by quarter millimeter strip, glued into a box and set in there at a perfect depth. Now, last time we were together, we were showing off this little guy right here, this little photo etched vent, right? So once we put this guy in there, you can see kind of what that final product is going to look like there, yeah? So I think that looks really good. I'm very, very happy with it because that quarter millimeter doesn't show behind the vent hardly at all. You might see it there a little bit on the bottom, but I think that looks really, really good and exactly the look that I was going for, right? Because we've got a nice cavity, behind it, which simulates the vent, or the venting, intake, outtake, whatever it might be. But I think that looks really, really legit, right? And it's just recessed enough. It's about 1/4 millimeter off the actual surface of that part. So it's just recessed enough. Just a little bit, right? So I think it looks really good. Chris Pabs is over there on Facebook. He says, yo, sorry I'm late. Working on a secret project. Ooh, secret. What's going on, Chris? And then Derek Johnson's over there. He says, hey, what up, Tim? What's going on, Derek? Good to see you, man. Derek was at our class up in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Galactic Toys. So what's going on, man? Good to see you. Thank you for hanging out. Julius Dempsey says, I don't think I will make SCGMC this year. What? Come on, man. Be positive, Julius. Be positive. I'm positive that you can make it out there. Have faith. Julius also says, hey, I just had an idea. Maybe instead of Super Zoom, you could call it Mecha Zoom. It doesn't necessarily roll off the tongue very well, though, but we can think about it. That's definite. Kenneth Sim, bring the in-depth feel, right? Gary's over there on Facebook. He says, a quick pop-up to say hi to all the lovely people in Tim. What's going on, Gary? I'm sure Gary's working right now, but hey, man, coming in to say hi. Definitely a good thing. Julio Ponte says, and I want to go to Richmond on the 17th. Dude, come on down for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Really, really fun. Chris Pab says, sharing soon. Ooh, the secret will be released very soon. Very good. Chris started his YouTube channel, you guys. And Facebook page, didn't you, Chris? Red Suns. With the 3 and the 5 and stuff like that. So look that up. Go follow him. Derek over there on Facebook, he says, snagged a pre-order of all the 144 sets. Pretty excited for those. Dude, me too, man. I can't wait to see those. Cartograph is amazing to deal with. Mainly because the folks that we deal with at Cartograph have said to us, you know, they take quality very, very seriously, which obviously it shows, right? But they, you know, had told us that, you know, hey, you know, we need to charge you X to, you know, make sure that the little text on these smaller sheets is usable. We were like, yeah, let's go with it. We want quality. Right? So, you know, that to us shows that they're insanely dedicated to quality, which we are too, right? Or else we wouldn't be going with Cartograph. We'd be going with somebody way cheaper. But, yeah, that... I can't wait to see these because the text on the 144, the little itty-bitty text is, I think, 0.8 points. If you guys are familiar with typing in Word or whatever, we normally use like anywhere between 8 and 10 point. This is 0.8 point. Very small. Very, very small. So yeah, it'll be cool to see these colors and the different sizes and stuff like that. So should be fun. Chris Pab says, haha, I did. Freaking confusing as heck. Dude, welcome to my world, right? But yeah, go follow Chris on YouTube. Go follow him on Facebook as well. I'm sure you guys follow him on Instagram. So just follow the Yellow Brick Road from that, right? Yeah, there you go. YouTube.com/Red Suns. Facebook.com/Red Suns. You got it. Good stuff. Derek says, well worth the price of admission. 1/100s were stellar. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I agree. I agree with you, but it's always nice to get a compliment, right? Cheers, Derek. Whew. Yes. So, anyway, let's kind of walk you through top down on this particular on this front skirt, shall we? So up there we showed, I think last time I had this, because this is one of the first things I installed. This is a 1mm, basically a floating notch right there. And then I backfilled it with a 1mm half round strip, right? So right in there, it kind of gives a different look to it. It kind of fills it in, but it doesn't. You know, that roundness gives it completely different aesthetic as compared to if you were just saying, you know, putting in a flat, you know, 1mm strip in there. Completely different. Completely different. From there, added a little plating right here, a little strapping detail right here on top, and then it goes right down to the front, and that blends very nicely with this inset vent here. You know, did a nice little box panel line around that to designate that. Got this little guy right over here, and I'm going to show you a little bit later how we did this, because this was kind of fun. And this wraps around to the underside, or to the side as well, so that goes all the way, you know, front to the side there. And that's a 1mm, channel, basically, and then 0.5mm around that is just a simple panel line. So I really like the look of that, and like I said, pulling that look off is actually pretty simple, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a little bit, right? We go down here to the point. Ooh, get that little dust off of there, but bunch of new panel lines and stuff like that in here. We've got this kind of nice little kind of box, and I think I might turn that into a light, maybe paint that like green or red or something like that to offset, make it look like a pseudo light or something, and then just, you know, different panel lines and stuff like that around there, wrapped in on both sides, and that all looks good. And of course, all the panel lines are wrapped underneath of the piece as well. Everything is wrapped underneath, and that's very important in my opinion, to complete the look. Because if they just drop off at the edge, it doesn't make any sense, right? They need to wrap around. Panel lines do that because they're different parts. So, yeah. Chris Pab says, my set of 1/100s came in, and they are crispy. Dude, yes they are, man. It's cartograph quality, man. Cartograph quality. Wobish is with us. He's over there on Facebook. He says, hello, everyone. He says, I'm going to try to make it to Richmond, too. Sweet, dude. Come on. It'll be a lot of fun, I think. It'll be a lot of fun. Gumpla in Miami says, yo, Mecha Army. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Andrew Young, what up? Little Andrew, he's with us. Little Andrew, are you drunk yet? Let us know now. Or do you have any plans of being drunk on the stream? Please inform us, because I think this is important. It's good to set expectations now for Andrew, right? Superset5 says, my SD new Gundam Verka came in the mail today. The head seems to mesh well with the 1/60th scale. One step closer to my perfect grade unicorn project, or nunicorn. I don't know. It might have been just unicorn. It would be cool if it was a nunicorn, but hey, whatever. Andrew Young says, nah, I was sober D. Sober D? Yeah, I don't know. Chris R says, okay, I'm back. Sorry, work called. Don't I know the feeling of that? Spider2K2, when isn't Andrew drunk? And Andrew says, when he's responsible while driving, LOL. That's a good time to be responsible. Kenneth Sim says, when's Andrew never get drunk, right? It's basically the same thing, yeah. Oh, man. Poor little Andrew. Poor little Andrew. Anyway, so aside from wrapping the panel lines around, which again is very important, we scribed this nice curvy panel line into here, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well, because that took a little bit of a think for me. I had to think about how I was going to do that, right? Superset5 says, new Nicorn, man. New Nicorn. Not nunicorn. Not nunicorn. New Nicorn. So a cross between new and unicorn. I get it. Just a suggestion, Superset. Keep that dash in there. Keep that dash in there, man. Holy shit. Oh, whoo, boy. Yeah, fun times, right? Chris R says he is Bandai's #1 fan, referring to Andrew. He is a top fan on Bluefin's Facebook page. If you guys didn't know that, little Andrew. Yeah. Brandon5269. You have any events going on in November/December, Tim? Dude, yeah, we just ran through the list of appearances a little bit earlier. November's going to be stacked for me because November 9th, I have SCGMC. The weekend after that, which is the, 15th and 16th, I think. 16th and 17th. 16th and 17th, I have the new type build con. So, yeah, November's going to be a stacked month, definitely. So, those two weekends are going to be fun. I get to travel cross-country twice. Yeah. So I start in Maryland, fly out to California for SCGMC, fly back to Maryland, and then fly back to San Francisco. All in the range of 2 weekends. Hey, you know what? I'm getting my miles. I'm getting my miles. That's all I care about. But yes, plane and hotel are booked for SCGMC, so that is locked in. Locked in. Ready to come out there, ready to rock and roll. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Let's see. Andrew Young, y'all gonna be tired after BuildCon, dude. Yeah, you don't even know. It's gonna be, yeah. I think I'm gonna be more tired after Sabaton Con out in Arizona, because that's 4 days. 4 days of convention going. And we've got to be there all day, morning to night, open to close, and then putting on all the panels and the demos and the workshops and everything. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough weekend by the end of it. That's gonna be a tough weekend, but I think it's gonna be fun. I predict fun in the future, right? So yeah. Andrew says, that's exhausting. Dude, you have no idea. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Andrew says, I'm already tired after 2 hours of New York Comic Con. Yeah. Yeah, right. Right. Chris R., he's on there on YouTube. He says, it'll be fine, Tim. We got alcohol. Dude, that's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid of. Alcohol poisoning. Because you know what it's going to be you know what it's going to be like every night, right? So the day is going to be wake up, convention, close convention, hotel room, drink party, sleep for an hour or two, if that, convention, do the whole thing over again. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But I think all the conventions are going to be like that. SCGMC, BuildCon, the whole 9 yard. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. So, anyway, back to this. So, like I was saying, this curvy panel line right here took a little bit of ingenuity and stuff like that, right? And finally came up with a really good method. And I will show you how to do that here momentarily as well. But curve that around. Did this cool little triangular scribe right there. I just thought it kind of gave it a little bit more pop, right? Because that is kind of a sharp corner. So a smaller little kind of plate there would make sense, right? Just to kind of keep everything mechanical looking and all. I don't know. Outline scribed these two vents here to give them a little bit more depth, and especially when we go to panel line, that will also add, kind of that pseudo shadow with the panel lining fluid and stuff like there. So that's going to catch in there, and it's going to look really, really good. So, but the thing that I'm really excited about, and I know it's going to be really hard to see on camera. It's hard to see in person too, but right here on this corner, and you can kind of see it right there, how it comes to a straight edge, right? So right here, I built this corner up. It was round. It came stock as a rounded corner. But what I did was I took super glue and I put a piece of Scotch tape here and a piece of Scotch tape on the bottom. And that's just cellophane tape, just the, you know, clear, this clear stuff right here that you use to, you know, when you're wrapping like Christmas presents and stuff. So Scotch tape, we use that here. It's just the brand name, but it's cellophane tape, sticky tape, whatever for everybody outside of the U.S., right? We like to say brand names that are basically euphemisms of a product, right? But anyway, so you can kind of see the corner. Ooh, right there. That's kind of a perfect angle right there. You can see how it comes to that perfect, sharp, chiseled corner, right? And we're going to kind of reshape the other one here tonight. I started a little bit on it, but haven't taken it to that kind of fine corner right there. And I wanted that to be sharper. I didn't like that roundy edge. I wanted it to be sharp. And I did that with just straight super glue, right? And some tape. We put tape on the top and the bottom surface here so it wouldn't kind of overflow onto those two surfaces. And just kind of built that up. Used, where is it? Oh, used the Instaset, the Bob Smith Industries kind of zip kicker, for lack of a better terminology. You know, used that on here several times, cured it very, very quickly, and then I was just able to kind of layer that super glue and build that up, and finally then kind of just shave it off and sand it down to a nice corner, and it worked out really, really well. I'm very happy with it, and you can't tell kind of where the super glue begins and the plastic ends and vice versa, right? So very, very good you know, product to use if you are interested in doing stuff like that, right? But before we move on, let's put this little guy back on the sheet so we don't lose him here, right? Because these are worth their weight in gold. Press that guy back down there. Excuse me. Derek over there on YouTube, or on Facebook, he says, Tim, you linking up with Zach at Galactic Toys in the future for more events? I'd love to. I would love to. Zach and I stay in contact, you know, pretty consistently, right? You know, we talk about products and, you know, events and stuff like that. Nothing on the books or kind of in the talks as of yet, right? Now, the reason why we were able to do it last time is because my work actually took me up there to Lansing, which was only an hour away. So that was kind of fruitful for both parties, right? So hopefully my work takes me up there again, because we do have some high-profile clients up there. So we'll see, right? We'll see. Fingers crossed, because I would love to come back to Galactic Toys. Those guys are absolutely wonderful to deal with and work with, and they're just really cool people, especially Zach. Yeah. Dad Socks Art. He's over there on YouTube. He says, late to the party on this comment, but I had paint on my fingers. Paint on my fingies. Fingies. Very stoked for all the Sabaton Con shenanigans. Oh, and there will be, dude. There will be shenanigans galore. I know that to be a fact. He says, Chris R., my wife is out of town, so if you guys need help with anything, let me know. Nice. He says, I don't know what my wife being out of town has to do with anything, LOL. Hey, man, whatever it takes, I guess, right? You know, like they say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. And in our situation, play with giant mechanized plastic robots. Woo! We live exciting lives. Anyway, let's take you step by step on how to replicate this this front skirt, shall we? Let's get out of super zoom here, and we'll get to work. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to 1. Let's get rid of the box and bring all the windows back up to speed. And here we go. All right. So let's see. What shall we start with first? Let's start with the corner. Yeah, because that's going to be kind of one of the biggest things to set the whole thing off, right? Now, what we did here was the same type of process like I had mentioned before. There was tape on this side, tape on this side, and just filled this in essentially with super glue. Just layered it on right here in the corner to just build up that material, and that way you can come back. What I started with was the Dremel, and just basically took down the high points, the low-hanging fruit, if you will. And then after that, we're going to go with the files, the jeweler's files, and get that down pretty nice and flat, and then just finish it off with a nice sanding with sandpaper and our sanding blocks and stuff like that, and get this thing to a really, really nice crispy edge, right? So let's see here. Brandon5269, I'm doing research on it right now, Tim, but I am going to try and get a Gundam competition going for next year's Detroit Comic-Con and Grand Rapids Comic-Con. Nice. Once I get some more ducks in a row, I plan on talking to Zach at Galactic Toys. Sweet, dude. That's what I'm talking about. And Zach will be all over that stuff, because Zach loves shit like that. And I mean shit in the best way possible, right? He loves stuff like that. You know, all the Galactic Toys group is just great. It really is great. Very supportive of the community, I might add. If I remember correctly, they are, Zach and the boys up there are starting, what is it, a mystery box? A Gundam mystery box? And you have a chance, random chance, to win either, what is it, a perfect grade? Which one was it? I think, don't quote me on this. Look in the Facebook Michigan Builders group, because he posted it there. It's a perfect grade. Oh, I want to say a perfect grade Mark II. Don't hold me to that, please. Don't quote me. Or a Liger, a Liger. I think it was a Panzer or something like that. It could be another one. I forget exactly which one it was. But you get a random opportunity to win that. Yeah, Derek Johnson. Yeah, the mystery box is hell of a deal. Perfect grade Astray red frame. Kai. Okay. That's from Chris. Or a Kotobukiya Liger. Yeah. Come on, man. For $35, that's not bad. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I'd take it. I just don't need any more kits or anything like that, right? Chris over there on Facebook, he says, why not just add a thin layer of styrene with plastic magic, then sand it down? Just curious why you went with the super glue method. Mainly because, number one, I wanted to try it. But number two, it just really does show you the flexibility of super glue. And then also to lay down plastic, enough plastic, to get this corner to just where I want it. Number one, it would have to be really, really thin, and then I'd also have to use super glue anyway. And then to get that flush with the existing surface, you'd basically be sanding and filing off all the plastic at that point anyway. So that's why I kind of went with the super glue method. But the main reason, I just wanted to try it and give it a shot and see if it worked, right? And it just so happens it worked really freaking well too, right? So yeah. Chris says, LOL, trying it is a great reason. Yeah, hey, just experimenting, right? Because all of us know super glue is an amazing material to work with. And if you haven't figured it out by now, it's one of my key filling materials. Case in point, this kind of molded in, and shit, it's hard to see even on camera, but there was a molded in recessed little area right here that I absolutely disliked. So just filled that in with super glue, sanded it down. It's like butter. So yeah. Superset 5. Also, today was my first back to work from a week of vacation. I really felt the vacay burn at work today, dude. Don't we all, right? But man, Friday was their first day back to work. Whew, man. Brandon 5269. Thanks. It's a shit ton of work, especially with a newborn. LOL. But Michigan is lacking any good competitions, and I think it would be good for me to help build the community in Michigan. Dude, I agree, man. And Brandon, look up if you're not a part of it already. Hook up with the what is it? The Gunpla Builders of Michigan group. On Facebook. Great bunch of guys. Bunch of folks there are members, that actually came out to the class and everything. And I know Zach posts in there a bunch. And I know Derek over there on Facebook is a member as well. Yeah, it's a good group to be in. And it's local. And you can definitely kind of get the groundswell going from there too. So, but if you're not already a member, go for it. Yeah. Let's see. Chris wants to know, what super glue did you use? Oh man, this is now my super glue of choice right here. This is the Bob Smith Industries, or BSI, and this, let's see. This is their, this is the kind of packaging that they send out to stores and stuff like that, where they can put their own label on there. But this is basically what you're going to be looking for: Bob Smith Industries Incorporated, or BSI. That's the one, right? So that's a good one. Oh, there's my wife, Dawn Hamilton, heading to Vaccaro's. Aw, awesome. We'll have fun. My wife and my daughter went to go see Hamilton tonight down in Baltimore, so they're heading to Vaccaro's, which is in Little Italy, for a yummy dessert. So awesome. We'll have fun and be safe, and I love you. So this is the super glue of choice. This is the Bob Smith Industries. This is a big old 2-ounce bottle. Very, very inexpensive on Amazon. Link down below, by the way. So if you guys want to hook that up, be my guest. Let's see. Brandon 5269 says, like I said, it's in the early stages, so we will see where it goes, I guess. Dude, if you need any help, man, let me know. I'll help out. Chris Pab says, over there on Facebook, he says, Midwest Gunpla Builders just finished a build off. I'm pretty sure we have Michigan members too. That's a good suggestion, Chris. Brandon, so hook up with Midwest Gunpla Builders over there on Facebook as well. Chris Pabs, Zashan Syed, both of those guys are big builders over there in the Chicago area. But the Midwest group is caters to pretty much everybody, right? So, let's see. Brandon says, yeah, great group. I already posted there, gauging the interest on competitions. Excellent. One step ahead. Wonderful. Andrew Young says, I still say you should try the Madworks Super Glue. Dude, if I could get Madworks Super Glue on Amazon for very, very cheap and inexpensively at the same price that I can get 2 ounces of this stuff, then I would absolutely try it. No doubt. 100%. But economical reasons, I like that. Just the way that it is. Just the way a cookie crumbles. Chris over there, excuse me, Chris over there on Facebook, he says, oh, cool, I've always used Loctite 495. I'll definitely try that out. You know what? Where's my Loctite? Where did it go? I lost it. I lost my Loctite. Shit. I used to use, and I still use it in part, Loctite Ultra Liquid Control, which is an amazing product. And I used that for years and years and years and years until I was kind of forced into using the BSI. Somebody bought it for me, and I was just like, fuck, I might as well try it, right? And it's just, I don't know why, it's just better. Slightly. It's just slightly better. And with the ability to get the big 2 ounces on Amazon, it's cheaper too at that point. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. My daughter, posting as my wife, says Alexander Hamilton, and then Amber. Fun. I'm sure they had a great time. Donnie over there on Facebook, he says, oh shit, where's Z? Talking about Zashan. Chris Pab says, first place prize was a perfect grade 00 and a $100 gift card to New Type HQ, and there was no entry fee. Oh, that was on the, Chris, I think I missed a comment from you. Oh, the build-off. The Midwest Gunpla Builders build-off. Yeah. Gunpla in Miami says, hope Florida SuperCon does a competition one day. Dude, get it started. Andrew Young says, it's $6 on USA Gundam Store, and it lasts really long. Yeah, well, guess what? This 2-ounce bottle, I think, was 6 ounce, or was like $6, $8, something like that as well. So it is what it is. But Brandon5269, Hobby Lobby brand super glue sold in their model section similar to Bob Smith Industries, but you can use their 40% off coupon on it. I think I paid $1.50 for the small bottle and $3 for the large. That's not bad if you have a Hobby Lobby around you, which I don't. But yeah, that's pretty good. Chris says, crap, I broke you. Nah. Chris Prabs says, Z stuck in Dallas, Donnie. Woof. Dallas. Andrew says, so that means you should try Madwork Super Glue. We'll see, right? We'll see. You never know. Anyway, enough talking about the freaking super glues and stuff. It's all good though. Let's start shaping this, yeah? So like I said, I've already shaped this side. This side is just dead smooth. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but yeah, I mean, it's just flat, right? Let's see. Vincent Lewis is over there on YouTube. He says, hey, Tim, I got my Chopper 2 yesterday. It is a cool tool. Just got to start doing more scratch built and customizing now. Dude, you've got the tools for it. Carry on, my wayward son, right? Chris over there on Facebook, send him a bottle, Andrew. Right? Andrew, send me a bottle. Yeah, buy me a bottle and send it to me. That would definitely work. I would be in total favor of that. Andrew, let's everybody tell Andrew to buy a bottle and send it to me. And then that way I could try Madwork Super Glue. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. That's a very good suggestion. I like that. I could try it, and then everybody could see what it's like. Yeah. Andrew, hook that up, okay? I expect it soon. Thank you. All right. So, on this side, there's still, a lot of kind of meat on that bone right there, so we need to really go to work and file that down a bit. And we're just going to follow the contour of the existing piece here with our angles and everything. We need to be careful as to not kind of round this thing over, right? So if you start doing this type of thing, or even just a little bit off, it's going to look terrible, right? So keep your angle the same at the same level as the piece itself. Try your best. I know it can be difficult. And then also, since we're jetting up right to a feature here, put your finger underneath of the file and use that kind of as a guide, right? And then that way you'll never file down too much. Let's see. Check it often, obviously. And then definitely change up your angles as well, your filing angles. So you can kind of see that corner start to come in, just the shape of it right here. You can start to see that develop, yeah? Alright, let's really go to town on this guy. Because this needs a good amount of filing off here. Hopefully I'm on camera and my head's not in the way. That's the biggest two challenges here for this. Okay, so that's not bad, but from what it looks like, we could definitely use a little bit more Dremel work here on this thing. So let's break out the Dremel and let's ever so slightly just kind of shave down just a little bit of this surface here. All right, so might get a little loud. Warning you now. All right. So, hang on one second. Okay, so the one thing when using a Dremel, and especially with using the flex shaft, which is more like a pen tool, right? It's better to use something like this than to try and navigate yourself with this whole big assembly, right? Put the flex shaft on there, and you're going to have a lot more control, more dexterity, the whole 9 yards, right? When this thing gets going, when it gets rotating, and it rotates very, very fast, like mine, the variable speed is 5,000 to 30,000 RPM, which is not slow. There are slower ones, which have their pros and cons as well, right? But this one rotates very, very quickly. And it's going to take material off very quickly. And since it's rotating, it can escape your grip or your place on the part very easily. So you want to go slow. You want to be methodical about this. You want to be very, very careful, because one slip with this thing will ruin your part. So, FYI. And I probably would not recommend this particular method on such close quarters on this part for somebody just starting out when using a Dremel. You really need to know kind of the properties of this tool and how it acts on certain materials and in certain situations too. So become accustomed to your particular Dremel, right? Hey, Lucang19, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mecha Army. You get one of these. Thank you for watching. Yeah, so be familiar with the tool that you're working with before you go hog wild with it. So just a bit of advice, right? Brandon Hay is over there on YouTube. He says, Sinanju Stein skirt armor? Yes, it is. We are turning this into that. So we did a bunch of modifications on this guy here, and we're transferring and duplicating efforts onto the other one, making them symmetrical. Yeah, so fun times. Anywho, all right, so let's start this bad boy up one more time. Let's go to work. Okay. Now, the other beautiful thing about working in superglue, working with superglue for this type of method is, if you fuck it up, just refill it with superglue. Simple, right? Very simple. That's another positive. Yeah, another positive. And Tim is off screen. Yeah, well, it happens, right? That happens. It happens all the time. I can't necessarily watch what I'm doing, like with here, right? And then focus on the screen. So it happens. You guys aren't used to that. You haven't been watching the stream, have you? But Liu Kang 19 says over there on Twitch, he says, really enjoying the content. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for that compliment. Let's see. Andrew Young says, oh, gross. There's a side-by-side comparison of the high grade and RE100 of the Zaku FZ. Man, the RE100 looks terrible. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. If you guys have seen the Zaku FZ from 0080 Warren Pocket, they made a They made a RE100 of it, and yeah, honestly, I hate to say this, but I agree with Andrew. It's just not. It's just not to my tastes. Let's put it that way. It may be to yours. If you like it, cool, rock and roll. It's just not to my tastes. I'll leave it at that. So, anywho, all right. So I think we've got enough material on here, and I think looking at it now, I think the material on here was top, or actually bottom heavy, right? So meaning there was more material on the bottom than there was on top. So I think that's what kind of threw me off and what happened here, right? So let's see what filing we'll do here now at this point. So let's get this guy. You know what we're gonna do? We're going to clean this file a little bit here. And I have a wire brush, but getting that out and using that is a pain in the butt sometimes. So I just use an old toothbrush to try and get most of the gunk out of this, and that's perfectly fine. Every once in a while, yes, pull out your nasty wire brush and clean the crap out of these things. But for quick cleanings and everything like that, an old toothbrush works perfectly fine. And now I can feel the teeth again on this thing, so should be good to go. All right, so in camera, make sure I'm in camera, or Chris is gonna be mad, right? Okay. So yeah, it was definitely bottom heavy with the glue application, but the good thing is this is leaving a really nice and noticeable edge on the corner, which is good, which is exactly what we're looking for here. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Vincent Lewis says, "Hey Tim, what's your thoughts on magnifying lamp versus magnifying visor?" While I've never tried a magnifying lamp like one of those lamps with the articulated arm and has the big lens in it and has, you know, lights on it. Honestly, go with what you think is going to work best for you and your workflow. For me, these things work best. I like being able to move around very quickly on a part, you know, have mobility. But if you don't, if you don't find yourself moving around a lot, then yeah, just go with what I think, what you think would work best for you. Best advice I can give you. I mean, I think there's going to be pros and cons for both, really. But the, most important pros and cons to any device is going to be whether or not it fits your style of building. So, yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. That's what I'm going to say. And that's what we're going to go with. Because it's my show. Anyway. Let's get in here because this is becoming a bit problematic over here on this this edge here. So we're going to go in with the sanding blocks. And and I don't know why. It might just be the angle. It might be because I am right-handed and this particular corner here is somewhat tough to get since I'm right-handed. So I don't know. It could be a number of different reasons. It could be just frustration with the piece. I just could be tired after the last couple of days. I don't know. But it's harder than the first one was. I honestly think it's just the angle of it and me being right-handed, because duplicating duplicating details across parts is never easy on one side, just because of whatever your dominant hand is, right? So I think that's what it is here at this point. So, but it looks as though we've got this thing nicely sanded down. Now, there's a little bit of overhang on the bottom here, which we need to sand off a little bit. So we're gonna take the sanding block to that and just kind of shore that up here. But I think, look at that, we've got a nice sharp corner there. Look at that. I like it. I like it. Okay, so now what we got to do is now we have to come in with our finer grit. This is what, 600. This is a 400. Come in with our finer grit and really kind of get this down to a really, really nice look. And then we'll just do some finishing touches here with the hobby knife and maybe the scraper, sandpaper, whatever floats our boat, really. And then just shore up this side in that same manner. And then we're just going to get that edge really, really nice and crispy. And you can kind of see where that sanding dust is catching right there on that edge. That's where our hard edge is. That's perfect. That's what we want. It's exactly what we want. So now we just have to smooth out this side here. So since we filed and sanded this edge here, it did leave a little bit of a divot, kind of a little weird transition between the parts that were sanded and these parts here that were left untouched. So we need to transition that. We need to kind of feather that out, right? Or blend the two together if you're not into kind of graphic design jargon, right? Chris R. Tim! What? What, Chris R? Christ. Yelling my name in chat. Question. He's got a question.
We have a question.
That's why he did it. You know that's why he did it. He says, so I'm getting a Zaku Ground War set donated to me for my Dom build. I want to resin cast the 144 tanks it comes with. Would you cast that in parts or as few pieces as possible? So this is the thing. Let's do some quick research, shall we? Let's do some quick research. And I don't mean to get sidetracked, guys, but this is a really actually a good point that I'm going to lay out for Chris here, right? So let's do this. Let's go on to screen share. Let's take a field trip. Oh, look at that. It automatically popped that up. That's cool, right? But we're not going to stay there. We're going to go to USA Gundam Store, right? And let's look up the 144... what is it? The 144 Zaku... What was it called? 144... the Zaku Ground War. Zaku Ground Attack Set. That's the one. Good old USA Gundam Store with the autofill. Okay, so here's what we got. $20 for this thing, right? And let's see. This is currently on back order, but you do get two little tanks here, right? And you get the, let's see, here's everything that you get in it, which is a nice little kit, by the way. Well worth the $20. You got the two tanks here. I guess it's been back ordered, July back order. Okay, so it's probably just out of rotation at Bandai right now. So, but you get a lot for it, right? So this is the thing. He wants to cast the tanks on this set, and the problem, I think, Chris, that you're going to run into is a matter of cost, right? Because this whole set is $20, right? If you were to try and cast these tanks, you're going to have to cast them in multiple parts, just because of the way that they're created and everything. So that means you're going to have to utilize multiple molds in those parts. And mold rubber ain't cheap, right? So depending on how many casts that you want to make, Chris, it honestly could be cheaper to buy another whole set of this, right? Because think about it like this. The Smooth On, the little jars that I use, those are about $25-$30 just for those. Then the resin that you get is probably about another $25 or $30. So right there, your initial investment is $25 to $60, or $50 to $60. Then you have to spend time actually creating the molds and all of that stuff. And if you want good molds, you're probably going to need either a pressure pot or a vacuum chamber, and both of those are probably going to set you back at least $100 to get really good casts that are, you know, bubble free and everything, right? Now, granted, you could get bubble free surface casts without that, but it's going to take you some trial and error, and it's going to take you kind of going through material and stuff like that. So again, cost wise, you're still probably better off buying multiple kits rather than trying to recast those tanks individually at that point. And again, what happens if you mess up a mold? Then you're out that material. Then you have to remold it again, which you're ultimately spending more money on that. So I see a lot of people when they first get into the hobby, and they kind of find resin casting. So many people in my time have been like, "Hey, could you recast an entire kit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you absolutely could recast an entire kit. It would probably cost you 5 or 6 times more than what the actual kit costs, but yes, you could recast it." So cost-wise, it just doesn't seem economical to recast those at this point. Now, mind you, and this is a big caveat. Obviously, USA Gundam Store is out of it right now. They're back ordered, which means it could be out of stock pretty much everywhere. It could be kind of an out of cycle, kit at this point through Bandai. So with that being said, sometimes the necessity dictates your plan of action. So if you need tanks like Ricky Tick, then yeah, you may want to resin cast those. Now, another option, and this may not be feasible either. They do make 144 and 1/100 scale tank kits available on Taobao. So obviously, Chinese manufacturers, they will make those individual kits. I think you can get them on eBay too if you search for them. Those are inexpensive. Those Chinese kits are usually inexpensive. I don't know about the quality. I've never handled one. I've never, worked with one before. But again, another option at that point. Honestly, I think that might be still a better option than trying to resin cast your own copies at that juncture. Simply, again, because of economics. It's probably going to be cheaper in the long run. So, Chris, I hate to burst your bubble, man, but I hope that answers your question, and I really hope that it helps you from not wasting your money. So, and that goes for anybody, really. Resin casting is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Resin casting is great, and I love to resin cast things. But the fact remains is that it's a necessity to a complex problem. It's not a simple fix to a complex problem. It's expensive and it's complex in its design, right? So, yeah. It's just one of those situations where you have to weigh the pros and cons. Kenneth Sim says it's sold out everywhere. So yeah, so it's probably out of cycle with Bandai at this point. So there's that, yeah. So again, you have to weigh your need of the thing to what you're willing to pay for the thing. And how much work you want to put into the thing too, right? So the Taobao, kind of bootleg Chinese options may be the better way to go. Just saying. Hey, look at that. Wynn's over there on Facebook. He says, Drop Zone Commander has pretty cool near future sci-fi tanks, more or less 1/100 scale. Interesting. Drop Zone Commander. Is that a website, Wynn? What is that? I'm not familiar with that, obviously. Or is that like a mini type deal? Let's look that up, shall we? Let's see here. Oh, look at this. It's, ooh, look at this. Okay. So hang on. Let's pop it here. Boom. ttcombat.com has Drop Zone Commander stuff. Here's the Drop Zone Commander website, right? And I guess the official distributor is TT Combat or something. So, Army Builder? I don't know. I'm just clicking on shit. I don't know anything about... Yeah, that's not it. Factions, maybe? Nope, that's not it either. Alright, let's go back to the TT Combat. This guy. Okay, so this is kind of cool, actually. These are pretty interesting. Huh. And look at these guys. These Katana Fireblade Light. These are 12 pounds, so I guess these are British, right? Let's see if you can zoom. You can't zoom in. But those are actually kind of cool. Look at these guys. Nice little detail. You get one for 12 pounds, which is approximately what? Probably 13, 14, 15 bucks, maybe? And I would imagine it's probably plastic, maybe like a resin or something. Maybe 3D print at that. I don't know. Yeah, real nice detail. It looks like 3D prints, maybe. Could be resin cast. I don't know. And it's probably here in the description, and I'm probably just not reading it, to be honest with you. Oh, wait, 3 models per blister. Oh, so you get 3 tanks for $12. What? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Huh. And then there's the TT Combat. What's the, ooh, look at this one. Okay, so hang tight. Let's go back here and let's scroll down a little bit. Ooh, look at all these cool things here. Look at this guy. Oh, yeah, that's cool as hell. And mind you, I mean, you could paint it up whatever way that you want to paint it, right? But that would be cool. That would be really slick. You know, if that's like near 144 scale, that'd be really slick in a Dio. Yeah. Man, look at this. Win with the excellent suggestion here. What the hell is this thing? Look at this. Look at this guy. It's like a cannon on... It's like a drone cannon. It's weird. Pretty damn cool, right? Some other aerial vehicles and stuff. Where's the one that Chris just showed me? Ooh, this is neat. Look at this guy. Holy shit balls. Look at this. That's wild. Now, obviously, tamed down the paint scheme and everything, but that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, they're about... Vincent Lewis says, yeah, they're about $15. Wow, nice. This is wild stuff, man. Oh, look at this. They're sold out, I know, but still. Oh, how cool is that? Look at these little guys. These little walker drone thingies. That's cool. I could see those in a Gundam diorama. Ooh, what's this here? Saber Rapier tanks. Let's see. Oh, that's an interesting design. Just got this kind of weird cannon system there. That's pretty neat. But let's see. Let's go through the... Ooh, look at this. Hovercrafts. $40. Look at these little dune buggy deals. What? Those are kind of cool. $7.50. Oh, but look at the size. So there's a quarter. Those are pretty small. But, you know, again, probably 144 size or so. But look at the detail that you get in those. That's really nice detail. Those have got to be 3D printed to catch that detail in there. They got to be. Gotta be. But there's some very cool shit in here. So, oh, here's the one. Thor Bombard. Look at this. This is wild. Like a missile tank. Crazy. Reminds me of one of those G.I. Joe vehicles from back in the 80s. The Wolverine with all the missiles and everything on him. You guys from the 80s, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's probably 144, or at least close to it. Maybe 150th or so. Yeah, that's really wild. There's some other cool stuff on here, too. I totally dig this. Ooh, these are good tanks. Look at these. Little armored cars and stuff like that. Hell yeah. Win, thank you for the suggestion on that, buddy. Good stuff. Good stuff. Real nice. I dig it. I dig it. Alright, rock and roll. Pretty fun, right? That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. So, hey, when I'm on, Paint Pusher, one and only. Everybody thank Win, because that's a good, that's definitely a really good suggestion right there. So I'm gonna have to remember that. Drop Zone Commander. Interesting. Yeah, and it looks like a British company. So you know, you should be able to, you know, get them over here and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, that Taobao is awesome too. look for little tanks on there and stuff like that, Chris. So, options, right? Many options. Many options lay at your feet at this point, buddy. All right, so let's go to, boom, camera 2 again. Let's get a drink. I'm a little parched right now. Oh, yeah. Matthew Kettlehut is over there on Facebook, and he says, just the right size for mobile suits to step on in a diorama piece. That's pretty damn good. That's a pretty accurate comment, right, Matthew? That's pretty good. You know what, Matthew? For that, you get one of these. Nice. Oh, no, I cut it short. Let's do it again. Boom, there you go. You get the full one. So that's good. I like that. That's pretty funny. For your mobile suit to step on. Yeah, pretty much, right? Or just kind of background pieces, like things moving in the back, right? I could totally see some of those little guys, you know, like driving around in the background, especially like those little dune buggy things, like in a desert scene, right? And having like the little dust trails coming out behind it, and just like 3 or 4 of them, kind of in a squad or whatever. I think that would be kind of kick-ass and really cool, especially in the background. And if they're smaller, Sparion over there on YouTube, what's going on? Thank you for watching. Says 1/200th for the tank, 47 millimeter, 9.5 meter. Okay. So they're definitely a little bit smaller. So what you could do is you could do kind of a forced perspective type of thing. Put them in the background, make them seem farther away. Use your noggin, right? And that would still be freaking really cool, right? That's another thought. So, yeah. Thank you, Sparion, for the hookup on the scale. That's good to know, right? Good to know. So, food for thought. But still, super cool designs, you guys. Super cool designs. Yeah. All right. Back to work. All right, so I think we've got all this nice and smoothed out. So now, like I said, we just need to kind of feather these transitions a little bit between the parts that were sanded, the parts that weren't sanded, right? So we're just going to kind of scrape this down a little bit just to taper that in. And now that's nice and smooth. And then we'll do the same thing to the top edge here. And there we go. Excellent. All right, so the only thing left remaining on shaping this side is to get this flat edge, this flat ground edge on the side back. So for that, we're just going to take our 600, and again, we're just going to go to town and just kind of sand that flat edge back into position. And it's going to be more prevalent closer to the corner, simply because that's where the most of our work was happening, right? But we just take this sanding block and just kind of sand that edge back into place. And then we don't need a lot. We just need, you know, a simple flat edge to match what was existing there, right? So very simple stuff. And again, you're going to have to feather that into what was already existing, right? So especially here on the front, we took a little bit more leeway with that than what was there before. So we just get that sanded right back into it, and we're good to go. And there we are. Now, last thing is I basically mitered this corner on the one that we've already worked on. Woo! There we go. Yes, sir. Salute to all of you there. Whew. But yeah, there you go. But Let's see. Ruslam says, I could see those being used as parts for custom 1/100 funnels. Ooh, that's a pretty good idea, too, there. I like that. Matthew Kettle Hut, sorry. What are you working on? Dude, we're working on... the whole project is the Zaku 2 that we are completely modifying, customizing to make into this little badass kind of commander unit, if you will. But this, right here... we are duplicating details on the Sinanju Stein waist that we're going to be using because we're kit bashing that into the Zaku. And we're just duplicating details from this one here over to this one here. And that's essentially what we've got, you know, cooking right now as I sneeze my way through this. Julius Dempsey says, I'm off. I have to be up early tomorrow for the daily grind. Good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Julius, thank you, buddy. Hey, Julius, real quick before you go, your hat shipped today. I will get you the tracking information probably tomorrow. So FYI, that should be to you very, very soon. So good stuff. Chris R., bless you. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So, the very, very last thing is to just miter this corner off here because I flattened out that corner piece. I like that look, you know. I think it's good. It's a good look just to have a flat little corner there because that sharp corner is never going to last in the real world. It with knocking around and all that crap, nope. Not gonna last. So we flatten that bad boy out just a little bit, just a hair, and then I think that will complete the look pretty nicely. And it's just a nice little mitered look, right? Let's match these two up a bit. And what we're gonna do to perfectly match these, we're going to hold these perfectly symmetrical like they are right here, and now sand these down perfectly together, and then you've got a nice symmetrical edge right there. Nice. I like it. All right, so there we go. We've got our nice kind of hard cornered edge there. We've got our nice little mitered corner there. Shape wise, let's see. Shape wise, pretty damn good. Yeah, pretty damn good. All right, so 11:48. Let's do one more thing here with these before we cut it off. And I wanted to show you kind of how I got this curvy panel line here, right? That kind of tripped me up a little bit, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, it's a very, very slight curve. So meaning the diameter of that circle containing that curve, pretty big, right? Pretty big. Oh, Zashawn, he's over there on Facebook. He said, it's just landed, peeps. So he's back in Chicagoland, I guess, right? Everybody was missing you, Zashawn. Z? Chris Paz and Donnie was just like, where's Z? There he is. Welcome. Safe travels, I hope. So, with this, I knew the diameter of the circle was going to be big. So, I looked at my circle template, and the biggest circle on the circle template here is 2¼ inches, right? That, looking at it, is just way too small for this because it curves way more than what is here, right? It just is what it is. So I couldn't use this, right? Then I'm thinking, well, I could use a circle compass. But then I'm like, how am I going to dial that in? How is that going to be anywhere near accurate? It's just not. So then I came up with the idea, and I haven't used these in like forever. Back in my kind of artistic days, I've got these sets of come on out here. These sets of French curves. These guys, right? And let me zoom out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. These guys here. And now that's gonna auto zoom here in just a second. It's gonna, because I don't have the tape up on it. But all I had to do, and there it goes. Woo! Look at that auto zoom. Hands-free auto zoom, you guys. Pretty cool function, right? So it's just the weight of the lens is all, because it's pointing down. Anyway, so yeah, so these French curves that I have worked out perfectly, because all I had to do was search on one of these curves and kind of find, you know, the right curvature for this particular piece. And then what I did was I made a scribing template out of it, just out of a little sheet of plastic right there, right? And let's zoom you in so you can see that. And now all I had to do was line that up just like that and scribe in. Easy peasy, right? That's all I had to do. That's literally it. So these artistic tools that I hardly ever freaking use turned out to save the day. These guys, right? Now there are metal ones that are by Neuron. It's a company that MadWorks distributes, and I think those are the folks that made these. There's also another set that they have sometimes in stock on Hobby Search, but those are a little bit more expensive, and of course, like I said, the availability is questionable, right? Zashawn over there on Facebook, he says, on the tarmac and wanted to say hi to my homies. Look at that, man. That's amazing. Zashawn, you get one of those too, buddy. That's pretty freaking cool. Kenneth Sim says photo etch in smaller scale. Yes, they are smaller scale. They're much smaller scale, but they're metal, meaning that you can use them to actually scribe, which is very convenient. Very convenient. So these came in really, really handy, and basically I just cut this piece out of just sheet styrene, just 0.5 millimeter sheet styrene, and now you can flip it over and do both sides, and just bump this right up to the edge of this piece, slide that down into position, and there you go. You're ready to scribe that curved line. Yeah. Easy as that. Seriously. Easy as that. So let's scribe this sumbitch in. Okay? Now, to duplicate the details from this piece to the other one, obviously it's going to take a little bit of measuring on my part, and your part for that matter. So from the edge of this to there, it's about 1.5 millimeters. So, excuse me. Let's see. I just happen to have my 1.5 millimeter, chisel here, so that actually comes in handy as a quick measuring tool, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to bump this right up to that vent, and then we're going to mark this right there. Mark this with our pencil, just like that. Now, to be 100% sure, we're going to line these two up, right? And we're going to see where that comes in. And that, my friends, is just about perfect. You can see the matchup between the existing panel line on this side and the drawn-on panel line on that side. Yeah, really good shit. So that matches up perfectly. So we're in good shape there, right? So now all we have to do is just basically transfer this line up onto the piece. Right? So we're just going to take a simple sheet of plastic, and this is just a scribing template that I made, a little scribing jig, and we're just going to basically use that just as a square guide, just to transfer this up onto the part itself. So basically all we got to do is we just have to line up the edge of the plastic and then just transfer that line straight up onto the piece. And now that's, focus, that's good to go, right? Good to go. So there we are. Excuse me. Slice builds. Now, where do you get these curves? The French curves. You can get them in pretty much any arts and crafts store. These guys right here. Honestly, I've even seen them in just generalized stores like, say, Walmart or Target or something like that. But you're probably going to be better off getting these at, you know, more specialized stores, arts and crafts stores and stuff like that. So depending on where you are in the world, check those out. You can get them online, you can get them on Amazon, places like that, right? So very useful. I'll be honest with you, I don't hardly ever use these. They're big and cumbersome. But for the smaller ones we were talking about, the metal ones, the ones used specifically for scribing, you can get those on Hobby Search, 1999.com/en or whatever the URL is. But Hobby Search, that's the place. Now, again, the stock may be questionable. The ones that were distributed by MadWorks, pretty much any place that sells MadWorks, you can probably find them. So I would probably suggest USA Gundam Store, Galactic Toys, Mr. Dash's shop as well. Those types of places. Julio Ponte says, decals going down. Nice, though. He says he's been lurking. Dude, are you using Mecha Decals? I hope so. Zashawn over there on Facebook, he says, I'm off to catch my luggage and Uber. Talk to you later, everyone. Have a great weekend. Zashawn, you too, buddy. Be safe. Julius Dembski says, French curves, yet another tool I need to get. Just, hey, Julius, if Mrs. Dembski is mad at you, just tell her to call me. I will take the heat. I promise. Promise. VFX10 Viper, Josh is over there on the good old YouTube, and he says, beautifully done. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Bro Builder, Brian says, I got my first Sweetie back in 93, and yes, rarely used, but hard to replace. Yeah, tell me about it, dude. Kenneth Sam, where you could get the Hasegawa template curve ruler. Yeah, that's a definite option, but somewhat of a limited option because they're constant curves, where the French curves are more variable, I guess. There's a lot of different compound curves and stuff like that in there, so take your pick. Whatever works for you, right? Bro Butter says first set, not first sweetie. First set. I thought that might have been a mistake. Terry T. What's going on, Terry? Terry, are you back yet? He says, hello, Army. Just dropping in to say hi. It's 6 a.m. here, so I might end up dozing off. Hope you're all doing well. I think Terry's still over in the Middle East right now. He works with the Blue Man Group, putting on shows all over the freaking world. He's a stud, man. I follow all the stuff he posts on Instagram and everything. Julio says, of course I am. I can't wait to pre-order the new ones. Dude, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. I hope the Mecha Decal sheet that you have is treating you well. So, I know that it is, because they're just that good. Edward Leonard says, old school drafting supplies. Dude, right? Yeah, that was kind of my first love when I got into art, was drafting. Took drafting in high school, and I was all set to go into drafting and architecture and all of that. But then in college, the graphic design bug bit me, and the rest is history. So, do what you can. Bro Builder, ellipses, yeah. Ruslam says, testing out a watch repair vise. It seems pretty useful. Maybe. Dude, yeah. And again, whatever fits your workflow is going to be useful, right? Because what works for one person may not necessarily work for another. And I think that's probably the most important thing when it comes to these tools and utilities and kind of helper mechanisms and stuff like that. It's what works for you. Those little vices, especially the ones that like Ruslam Bill is talking about, they don't work really that well for me. But I see a ton of people that absolutely love them. So just because I don't use them doesn't mean they're not good. It just means they're not good for me. That's it. Completely it. They could be good for you, though. It could be good for you. All right, so let's scribe this curve in here real quick and get this puppy going, yeah? So let's see. We are, I think, right about there looks pretty good. Focus camera. I think that looks pretty good. Probably pull this side down just a hair. We want nice. The main thing is that we want a nice width on this top panel all the way across this curve, right? So if we look at this and we measure down from the edge of the panel, we're looking at roughly 2 millimeters, right? So if we look at this, we're right there at 2 millimeters as well. So, man, we're locked in, I think, pretty much here. So, with that being said, boom, 0.15, our chisel of choice, right? And let's get this thing started here. Let's get on camera. Hopefully Chris doesn't yell at me. And let's scribe up to this thing now. Where are we stopping? Stopping just below that. Perfect. Yes, this looks well lined up. So, just like any scribing jig that we use, we're just following the edge of this plastic, right? I'll try to keep my big head out of the way here. On camera. Trying to be on camera here. Scribe right up to that pencil line. We're just going to get a few passes in here to start this line off. So we have a groove that we can just kind of ride over with the chisel. Pass and pass and pass. And then deepen up that line. Right? Alright. So there's what we got so far. Tim, your head's in the way. Yeah, there. Yeah. You know, I can't help it. I gotta see what I'm doing, you guys. I gotta see. Old head, thank you. Where's Bailey when you need him, right? Fucking old head. Let's get super zoomed in so you can see how these match up here, right? Alright. So there's that new scribed line. Nice and smooth. There's the original. Looking good. Let's see if we can compare the two. Maybe kind of layer them like this. The super zoom is a little limiting in its scope, but we'll make it work, right? Not bad. Not bad at all, you guys. I'm happy with that. The symmetry looks pretty damn good. Looks pretty good. Happy with it. Anywho, let's get out of super zoom. Let's finish this thing off here. And then after that, I think we're going to call it a weekend, you guys. Oh, no, 1x. Come on. There we go. And we get rid of the box, bring up these windows, and let's finish this sucker off. Okay, so now, since we've got our little groove in here, we've got that set in, now we just have to ride this thing for a few passes and really just deepen up this line. And hopefully, it's deep enough to where we don't ramp out of this thing. Because that's always kind of the main concern here. Make sure, yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. We're good. Yep, nice. Alright. So now, the last thing we need to do is we need to scribe in our straight lines around the corners and stuff like that. For that, that's actually pretty simplistic. We just need just a simple straight edge here. So I'm just going to use one of these old scribing templates. These old scribing jigs that we've used time and time again. And we're just going to kind of hold that in place, kind of like our friend New Anapong Shanarong from Thailand. Let's see, let's get that squared up. There we go. Now we're in good shape. Yeah, Anapong is the writer of the book that we always talk about. What is it called? I forget the proper name of it. But it's the one with the great scribing techniques and stuff like that. I'm sure one of you will remind me what it is, but it's an excellent book. And one we always just kind of talk about and recommend for scribing techniques, designs, processes, thoughts, all that good stuff. Okay, that's looking good. I'm going to just deepen this guy up here a bit. Good there. Alright, and the corresponding line on top. And we're scribing through... We're actually scribing through this little area here that we filled in with superglue. So we're actually scribing through the superglue, and it's not cracking or chipping or anything. Man, it's just perfect. It's absolutely perfect to scribe through. The panel line technique GPF. Yes, thank you, Brian, Mr. Bro Builder over there on YouTube. That is exactly the book that that I'm talking about. Anapong Shanarong, I believe from Thailand. He's friends with Win. Win actually helped him edit and translate a lot of the two books. Yeah, those are great manuals for scribing and all that good stuff too. So highly recommended. Now we've got our panel lines scribed in here, top and front. It wouldn't be appropriate if we didn't wrap this thing around to the bottom. Now we always have to do that. Always. And it's pretty simple. Just kind of push your way through this thing and get that initial line there, and then you can go back with proper scribing technique and just deepen that that line around. And there we go. All right, so let's line these two guys up here and see how we did. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is pretty damned symmetrical right there, if I do say so myself. That's not bad. That's not bad. Nice. Nice. So there we go. That's how we got that nice little subtle curve in there. Very simplistic remedy or solution to potentially complex problem, right? So there you go. All right, so it is 12:10, 10 past midnight. Fun times. All right, so you guys, next week, tune in. Monday will be the only normal stream next week, because I'm going to be off doing some business stuff on Wednesday and Thursday. Then I'll be back on Friday for our regular Mechanism show. Tomorrow, tune in bright and early for Gunpla Talk, 9 a.m. Eastern U.S. time. Check Zach's link or the link on the Gunpla Talk Facebook page for your local time. And tune in tomorrow where you're going to rank and just kind of have fun ranking the Gundam shows and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of stuff also to try and talk about that's going on at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend too. Bandai and Bluefin are both having some really, really over-the-top kind of spectacle level events going on for the 40th anniversary of Gundam out at San Diego Comic-Con. So there's been some crazy stuff floating around on social media today. So I'm sure we'll probably talk about that a little bit, show some pictures and stuff. And I know Tex Marquise, you guys follow her, Armida. She is, I believe, working the Bluefin booth out there this weekend as well. And probably some of those Gundam guys might be partaking, in San Diego Comic-Con as well. So I'm sure we'll probably hear some goings on from them, and I'm sure pictures galore and stuff like that. This is always a big release weekend for movies and shows and products and stuff like that. So it should be a really exciting weekend. So I can't wait. But if you guys want to represent the Mecha Army, man, go pick one up at www.shadamecha.com. Hit the store link up at the top. You'll find shirts, hats, and bags, all that fun stuff. If you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we worked with here tonight, right down there below is an Amazon link on YouTube and Twitch. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, I get a small bit of commission based on the stuff that you buy. It goes to help out the stream. And then also, if you're interested in kits and paints and accessories and pre-ordering Mecha Decals in both 1/100 scale and 1/44 scale in red, gray, and white, you can do so at our good friends USA Gundam Store. Adam and his crew will definitely hook you up. Let's see. Aside from that, man, if I don't see you tomorrow on Gunpla Talk, guys, I will see you back here on Monday. We'll pick things up and continue working with this little guy. I'm sure I'll probably have some stuff to show you from over the weekend. But after that, it's going to be kind of a quiet week next week, so prepare yourselves. So, anyway, guys, have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on Monday or maybe tomorrow morning. It depends. And take care. Be safe. Build something cool. All right. See you guys.